Good morning from the home studio. Today is a special day because I finally have rack space. I got sent from Zaor a couple of different options. I have a couple of racks. I have a special one right on the left of me. Today I want to show you what gear I brought home with me, how I will connect it and integrate it in my workflow. I want to talk about the options that I have for rack space. I want to talk about the layout, the setup. So it's going to be a pretty interesting video. Let's do a quick tour just to show you the situation at the moment. Everything is a mess. But on the left side here, we have the Maestro Solo. This is a beautiful option for a small studio like mine. I think this is going to be on the left side of the Tela. Plenty of rack space, small footprint. It's a beautiful option. In the other studio, I have the Maestro 24. This is just a scaled down version. The Tela is here to stay. After trying out something with so much real estate, I cannot go back. And on the right side, we have two Misa racks, the 12 and the 16. These are built like a tank, really solid. I love the top plate. You can have a lot of things on it. Plenty of rack space with 16 and 12. On the bottom, a beautiful draw, and I actually love how they designed this. You can see this right here. You can put your hand through it to adjust things behind the rack, to switch cables and things like that. First, let's talk about the gear that I have. On top, on the rack, I have the Furman. This is the PL8CE. It has a beautiful light. I don't know if you can see it right now. It's amazing for a studio that's not really bright. Then I have the interfaces. I love them. X8 and X16 from Universal Audio. These are the Gen 2. I love them because they don't interfere with what I'm doing. They sound great, plenty of functions, and the console is just amazing. Below that, we have the 2BQ from West Audio. This is my favorite mix bus and mastering EQ. It can be clean, it can be colored. It's just a beautiful piece. Below that, the bass compressor, VCA type compression on steroids, a lot of functions, iron mode, so it can get clean or it can get colored. Then we have the Creme RC from Tegeler. This is the remote controlled version, and you will see that most of the gear that I have in the home studio is remote controllable, a must for me. I don't want to deal with recoils. Then we have the Trinov Nova. I wanted to sell the Nova and stick with the Apollo monitor correction, which worked really good. In this new room, I have to take a lot of measurements. With the Nova, you can take a single measurement and you are good to go. So I've decided to keep it for that purpose, but it might stay depending on how things sound here. Below that, we have some more outlets with independent switches. I like this approach. This is connected to this one. In the smaller rack, we have the same Furman. Then we have the West Audio Titan with Rea, Hyperion, Dione, Prometheus, and Calypso. Below that, we have the only fully analog piece of gear in the studio, the Phoenix. Planning to sell this too and remain with the tube compressor that has to arrive from West. This is a Varimu. I love it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have recoil, and like I've said, nowadays my focus is on fully recoilable gear. Power outlet in the other rack too. When it comes to the speakers, I still have the ATC's 25s. They work better in this room because they don't have that much bass. The room, even though it's beautifully treated with acoustic panels, it's still a small room where a lot of acoustic issues will happen. That's why having a set of speakers that don't have that much bass makes a bit more sense for this particular room. A topic of conversation that we need to have is the importance of conversion when it comes to running a hybrid setup. Until now, I wanted to have like at least one top-end mastering grade converter. I was using the 80 Plus to capture my mastering. I was using the RME ADI2 Pro FSR for the mastering chain, but that was kind of limiting because I had to connect everything to that conversion loop. I had to connect the mastering chain to the ADI2 Pro FSR in and out, and every single piece was connected to that chain. I didn't have the ability to change the order. I didn't have the ability to use independently any piece of gear from that chain. It was just a mastering chain. That's a bit limiting. I want to have the ability to use any piece of gear anywhere. So my decision for the moment is to connect all the pieces individually to the X16. Basically, with this approach, I'm losing conversion loops because right now, if I'm trying to build a mastering chain that consists of 3 different pieces of gear, a compressor, a EQ, and another compressor, I have to do 3 conversion loops. With a high-end mastering grade converter, I had just a single loop because all the gear was hardwired between each other. That's the negative side of it, but I want to try it out because at the end of the day, I might not hear a big difference when you add multiple conversion loops. I will do a test. The X16 has beautiful conversion, and this setup will give me a lot of flexibility, which nowadays I want. There is a workaround for this issue, and it's called a patch bay. An analog patch bay doesn't make sense. I don't want to patch cables on every session. I still need that recallability. I still need that fast workflow. I know that there are a couple of recallable options for patch bays. The flow patch bay, I bought one in the past, but I was having some noise issue with it and I sent it back. That discouraged me to get another one, but probably that's the best option moving forward. When the budget will allow me, I will probably go that route and have everything connected there. I can still have high-end mastering grade converters connected to the patch and use them when I do mastering and still have access to all my gear when doing mixing. I am moving away from using just a single amazing conversion loop to having every single piece of gear connected to the Apollo X16, trying to see how it sounds. We'll have a video on that topic probably after a month or so, after testing the entire setup. Enough talking, it's time to add power and connect the gear to the X16. Right now I'm connecting the power. I'm using short leads because I don't want the power hanging, and this is not going to be a proper cable management, I already know, but it's going to be decent enough for me to work. And I still have the Nova. When it comes to the audio connection, I'll be using the DB25 cables straight into the X16, XLR at the other end, connected to every piece of gear that I have in the rack. The XLR cables are numbered, so I have to keep track of what I'm connecting to what gear. This end, the XLR end, and this is a female, going to be connected to the output of the gear. So this end, the DB25, has to be connected to the input of the X16. Now all I have to do is to connect the XLRs to the gear. In my hand I have 1 and 2. This is going to be connected to the NG2BQ. 1 is left, 2 is right. With that connected, let's move to the bus comp. 3 and 4, same thing. Bus comp has the external sidechain adapter, so I will connect those here. This is right, so I will connect number 2. Let's move to the cram. This is 5 and 6. 6 is right, 5 is left, 5 and 6. I have 2 extras, but we'll see what I will connect there. Now it's time to connect the inputs. Let's sort them a bit out. Connect the DB25 to the X16. Screw the connector in. Just like that. Find 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Make sure that the cables are as tidy as possible. 1 left, 2 right, left, right. We have connected the 2BQ. Let's move to the bus comp. We need 4 and 3. Left and right. Last, we need 5 and 6. 5 and this is 6. Even though 6 doesn't have this label, on the entirety of the cable we have the number 6. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. 5 and 6 to the creme. 6 is right and this is left. The audio connection is done. Every time I do this I struggle because since I was a little kid I had a hard time connecting puzzles even though they are really simple. So for me, how my ADHD brain works, it's really hard to follow simple instructions. I can do fairly complex things, but with simple things, where to connect a cable to where, I need to process that multiple times. It's a struggle, but the audio connection for rack 1 is done. Since most of the gear has digital recall, I'm using Ethernet connected to the network. I'm using this switch. Let's do the connections now. All the gear in the rack will be connected to this switch, and this switch will be connected to the router in the studio. That's how I will be able to access all the pieces of gear that I have. I want to connect all the Ethernet cables that I have to the gear and also connect one to the router. Let's start with the router. So now the switch is connected to the network. NG2BQ, bus comp, the creme. I still have one for the Nova. Like that. I already know that I will have to go with a cable from the switch to the Titan rack, so let's have a longer cable doing that. I think this is enough. And now I have all the pieces of gear connected to the network. Power on the switch. Now I'm connecting the Titan to the network. Since the West Audio Titan rack has a brick, I want to connect that to be able to switch it off when I'm not using it. For that, I will use the outlets on the bottom. Let's connect the outlets first. And I need to connect the Phoenix. I don't want to put any strain on the DB25 connectors, so I will be connecting the Phoenix with XLR cables, and the Titan rack is going to be connected via ADAT. The great thing about the Mesa racks is that they have these holes on the side and you can run cables through them, basically interconnecting them. Let's connect the Titan rack through Calypso via ADAT. hook this up to the X8. When it comes to ADAT, you can check out the in and out. One will have this light. That's the out from the source. It has to go into the in the Calypso. So out from the X8 has the light. Let's check if we have power. On the Foreman, everything is good. Phoenix, and I have the Titan connected right here. Beautifully. One thing that I have to resolve now is the fact that I have the cold digit hub. This is where I have everything connected. The problem is that I only have a 2-meter Thunderbolt cable and I have to run it to the X16. I'm trying to see if I am able to have the dock on top of the rack. The only thing that I have to change now is a longer DisplayPort cable and a longer Ethernet cable. The dock will stay right here. I don't mind it at all. The Mac has its place right here. I think this is a good setup. What I have left to connect now are the speakers. It's the moment of truth. Let's open up the Mac. I should have everything working. Let's see first if we have sound. Let's connect to the Nova first. So I can see the Nova on the network. That's great news. No sound so far. So I had no sound because I forgot to connect the Nova to the Apollo. Simple SPDIF cable. Doing that right now. And we have sound. One thing that you didn't see is the connection between the X8 and the X16 is just a Thunderbolt cable cascading from the X8. The X8 is the main interface. I'm using that because I have the Nova connected via SPDIF and I am mirroring the output monitors to the digital mirror. I think it's the feature on the universal console. I still have a couple of things to connect. For example, I want to connect the Clarity M to the Nova, monitoring everything that goes out. Let's see if the setup works. Let's see if the Titan rack, because I already have that set up, is working. That's connected via ADAT. Yep, the Titan rack, I think it's working. Let's see Hyperion, Dione, Prometheus, and that's it. The Titan rack is working. Now it's time to test out the analog connection that I've made. The first thing that I have to do is set up the connections inside the Studio One. So I have inputs and outputs. I have created the connections inside Studio One, 4 stereo connections, sub 1, input 1. Everything is working. Let me show you. We have sound on the X16. So we have 8 channels, 4 stereo units. The NG2BQ is working. The tube compressor is working. CREM is working. The Nova is sending out signal. The Phoenix is working, and all the units from the Titan rack are receiving and sending back signal. The next step right now is to go out or order the proper length cables for everything. The DisplayPort, the Ethernet, the left speaker needs a longer cable. I want to connect the Clarity M. This is going to be a really long video. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions about the entire setup. I hope that you enjoyed this more chilled back format. I do plan to create more content like this where I invite you in my home studio. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. Thanks for the support and see you guys really soon.